everyone. This is B.Anupriya, lecturer, Department of Hospital Administration, Sita Lakshmi Ramaswamy College, Trichy. Today we are going to see about hospital hiring process. Selection is the process in which the candidate for employment are divided into two categories: those who are offered employment and those who are not to be. It was defined by Daly order. Selection stages: receiving application form, scrutiny, preliminary interview, test, final interview, checking reference, medical examination, appointment, probation, confirmation of services. Receiving application. The first step in selection of candidate is to receive application form from all eligible candidate. The candidate may ask to print their application together with their biodata on a plain paper. The application contains the detail decided by the employer from the candidate with a sufficient space for the application to furnish the particulars. These applications are known as blank application. Scrutiny. Once the application have been received from the eligible candidate, the next step is to scrutinize the same. To scrutinize the applications means to check all the particulars given by the candidate to ensure that they are correct. Preliminary interview. All those applicants whose application has been considered by the employer may be called for an preliminary interview. The objective of the preliminary interview is to see the candidate personality to ensure whether he is physically or mentally suitable for the job. The candidate who are found to be unsuitable by the employer may not be considered for appointment. Such of those candidates who are successful in the preliminary interview may call for certain test. The test is a sample measurement of a candidate's ability and interest for a job. There are five types of test. Aptitude test is conducted to know whether the candidate has the potential to learn the skill necessary to work to assign to him. Intelligence test. The object of conducting intelligence test is to test the mental capacity of the candidate. A person intelligence is measured by what is called IQ. Proficiency test is conducted to measure a person's skill to do his job. The last one is interest test. The purpose of interest test is to measure a candidate interest in a particular type of work. Personality test helps to judge the personality types of a candidate. It brings out such quality of an individual as his courage, values, initiative, curiosity, likes and dislike. The next one is interview. Face to face oral examination of a candidate by an employee. There are two stages of interview: preliminary and final stage. Final stage enable the employer to examine the candidate thoroughly. There are different types of interviews. Structured interview has a list of questions with answer prepared well in advance. The candidate interviewed are asked questions only from the prepared list. Unstructured interview, where does not keep any list of questions. He can ask any questions that keep is relevant and see how the interviewer be responds. Next one is depth interview. The interview attempt to know The in-depth knowledge of the candidate in his chosen field of activity. This type of interview is necessary by the candidate or expert to expertise in performing the job. Stress interview. The kind of interview is necessary to select the candidate for job that require patience, the capacity to overcome resistance or provide protection, and mental courage to overcome stress and strain. Board or panel interview. The candidate is interviewed simultaneously by a panel of experts. Such an interview is necessary where the employer decides that assessment of candidate by a group or a team of experts is required. Group interview will be interviewed simultaneously. Such an approach is normally used of selecting the managerial trainees. Taking reference, the candidate would have already been required to mention in his application the name and address of a few persons known to him. At this stage, the employer may contact such person and get information regarding the character of the candidate. Medical examination. It is important that a person selected for a job must also be medically fit to perform it. The candidate will be asked to undergo medical examination to improve his or her physical status such as eyes, height, and weight. Appointment. When the medical report is satisfied, he will be appointed. Then he received the appointment order. The candidate is then giving the appointment order, and upon receiving it, they must be report for the duty. Probation. Initial testing period of the candidate during his performance will be watched. The period of probation vary from organization to organization. Confirmation of services. Only on successful completion of probation period, the candidate appointment will be confirmed. Candidate become eligible to contribute to Provident Fund and other schemes. A candidate who have not performed satisfactory will not be retained. He will be issued the termination order. Thank you.